Right guys, thanks very much for coming here today. Kenny, shut up, you always tell me to shut up. Thanks for this turning up. It's just a wee gathering. We did this last year, but this year I thought we'd make a wee mark it a bit more special. We're planting the Jacobite rose, or Alba Maxima as it is. Mark here built the cairn a number of years ago now, is it? How long ago was it that?
12 years.
About 12 years. So we thought we'd mark it with getting a rose planted. So Mark here is going to plant the rose just now, and Jim is going to give us a wee a talk about the history of this, what happened here, and hopefully Kenny will be kind enough to give us a wee song.
So you get roped in again, Kenny?
So yeah, Mark, this page is there. I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, he was great, wasn't he? Scary, isn't it? Your head.
How high does it grow?
That will grow up to 5 feet high and 5 feet wide. Yeah, so that temporary fence around it just now to get established. And Jim, it's over to yourself now to give a wee bit of history about this place.
See what I can remember.
You read that board a bit.
It's quite unbelievable when you spoke about earlier today, it's been 12 years since this cairn was erected. On a particular day, the bank was crowded with people, pipes were playing, Albanach played, and Big David Ross was here giving us a speech as well. Unfortunately, since that time we've lost a lot of good patriots, and David Ross being one of them. But the Rout of Moy, I've been doing a good bit about it recently, knowing I was coming up here today, and it kind of constituted from about the 29th of January when Cumberland went to Edinburgh for a meeting with some troops that came across from Holland and Germany. He had a conference, and one guy, which is the clerk of justice, who was no military tactician, Cumberland asked him for his advice, just to see what his view was on the Highlanders retreating into coming to the Highlands. And he said, knowing the Highlanders well, they'd go into the hills, they'd regroup, and they'd come back again. Where the military tacticians reckoned the cause was over, they were fleeing into the hills. So with the advice, or the recommendation of the Justice of the Clerk, Cumberland decided to follow the Jacobite army up into the Highlands. On the 16th of February was when the Rout of Moy took place. Now, a lot of ground here, what I know, was learned from Donald McCaskill. Over the many years that I've known him, he's taken me up here, we've looked around, and him himself has surveyed the land for about at least 20-30 years, right, Donald? And what we take it off, the clearing the trees up here is the old Wades Road, comes down the middle, and with Donald's calculations it's about here, this area where the Rout of Moy took place. Now what the Rout of Moy was the Jacobite army retreating north and Charles Edward Stuart staying at Moy Hall. When Lord Loudon, staying in Fort George in Inverness, learned about Charles Edward Stuart residing with Lady Mackintosh in Moy Hall, he decided to send 1,500 troops from Inverness down to capture Charles Edward Stuart. With a bit of inside knowledge, a young lad called Lachlan Mackintosh ran all the way from Inverness to alert Lady Mackintosh of what was going to happen. When Lachlan got there, he found that the men with Charles Edward Stuart, there was about 50 in total at that particular time, had gone elsewhere like Fort Augustus and other places to try and take over the garrisons there. So the only people they were left with was 5 people. One was the local blacksmith called John Fraser. And him and his 5 men came out to this area here, I believe, and created a rumpus basically, started shouting all the clan names, fired off pistols, played the pipes, and this was enough. During the night that this happened, and because it was dark, the Hanoverian soldiers didn't know how many men were actually here. They thought it was half the Jacobite army. With this in mind, it was enough to fear them, and they retreated back to Inverness. The head of what I believe the Loudon's 1,500 men, one of the leaders was MacLeod of MacLeod, and the only person to be killed in the fray was the piper Donald Ban McCrimmon. He was a famous piper at the time. In fact, an earlier skirmish in December 23rd in Inverurie, it was Donald Ban McCrimmon who was captured, and the Jacobite pipers went on strike until he was released. That's how much a reputation this lad had. And being the piper to MacLeod, he was the only one killed at this fray. So there's not really much more I can actually say apart from this is for the area Donald would say it took place, definitely. This would definitely be the area where you say it took place.
Yeah. Well, you could see they didn't know when they might be attacked, so that they'd be alert in daylight and darkness. So they could see them approaching on the skyline there. You know, there was an inn which is under the existing dual carriageway at that time, you know.
Yeah.
And they cut peats out behind you there, and that soft bit there, you know. That's mentioned in the history as well, you know. But it's this rise here is important, you know. Pretty dark night, thunder and lightning like that. But in between it's pretty dark. But they could still see people coming out, you know, in the hollow there. See people coming over on the skyline.
The only thing I could probably add to that is the ironic thing was that Lady Mackintosh was a supporter of the Jacobite cause when her husband wasn't. So for Charles Edward Stuart to actually stay in Moy Hall, how would they go off with that? I don't know where her husband was, but he must have been away somewhere else in the country. So is that ironic? But that's about as much as I can tell you.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility that little bit of remnant of Wades Road could be opened up, and a new picnic lay-by made on the A9 there within reaching distance, you know, when they're doing this major work, the duelling, you know. So I'm on that case now, but I don't know how far I'll get. But it'd be nice to retain that bit, the bit of Wades Road, you know, along with the monument and the living man's grave down there. That's another. This place is full of history around here. But it's pretty inaccessible, you know. If there was a pool and created there, you know. At the picnic area, and a wee walkway connecting to Wades Road. A nice stroll round here, it's a nice stroll anyway, even without any history.
A few more cairns. A few more cairns.
Pardon?
A few more cairns.
Around here. Well, I might put one down there. We've got the large.
Right, thanks very much. Katie Jameson here is going to give us a wee song now. Anner prins kam til Edinburgh tun, och but we were born ready. He made a brave Scottish hearty warm. We'll shake was tartan lady. King farewell. I farewell, it's so to give King farewell. He had feather beds, and carpets round. Ach, will you know, but doen yon German lairdy, for a far better prince than ever he was. Lay among the heather and his tartan lady. King farewell, I farewell, it's so to give King farewell. By Preston pans we laid our plans. Oh, the Hieland lads were ready. By the wind and the sea, we made them flee. We'll a strike that was in our lady. King farewell, I farewell, it's so to give King farewell, I farewell, it's so to give King farewell. Anna, I see you've got a wee bit there, got there.
Thank you.
And anyone else stole that there? Martha, you're not doing it right.
I told her to check it.
Had it been 1746 and you'd been the Hanoverian regiment, you'd have been made to celebrate Duke of Cumberland's birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 15th of,
Oh,
15th of April 1746.
right.
That's why they took the initiative to march on Nairn, try and catch him out, thinking his men would be...
So it was,
The funny thing is as well, Charles Everett Stewart was actually the cousin of the Duke of Cumberland.
I knew that.
Thank you very much, everybody, for turning up, and that's back to the pub. You're welcome.
Thank you for organising it.
Thank you.